Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Come on in, relax. We're just waiting for NXT to start. And then, we will see what happens. So apparently, Dolph Ziggler's younger brother is making his debut with AEW tonight. He kind of announced it on Twitter, but couldn't obviously come right out and tell people to watch it. But yeah. So apparently, we will be having a Ziggler. Well, his real name's not Ziggler, but we will be having a Ziggler in AEW and a Ziggler in WWE. His brother is going against freaking what's his face? They are the champion. God damn it! I can't think of his name now. God damn it. Yeah, I'm helpful, aren't I? Very, very helpful. And he's not champion. The Dark Order was trying to get him to join. Oh. Let's see. His name is Ryan Namath, and he is going against Hangman Page. There you go. So that is who Dolph Ziggler's brother is supposed to be facing, is Hangman Page. Hello, Wrestling Forever. How are you? I'm good. I don't know if you follow Ziggler on Twitter or not, but he put something out. His brother is supposed to be on AEW, and he's supposed to debut against Hangman Page. But yes, that's pretty much all the news. They really haven't made any announcements as far as Royal Rumble that I know of. I haven't seen anything major. They're saying that Ronda Rousey may return at the Rumble. We have Charlotte Flair kind of talking about Ronda Rousey. I don't know if they're trying to build up a storyline for that for when Rousey returns. They really haven't made an announcement about her returning, but there is some speculation that she will be returning for the Rumble. We will have to see if that actually comes about or not. There's speculation that Becky Lynch will be returning. I saw the Young Rock TV preview. Looks interesting. Very nice. Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. I know he does have a new show coming out. And it was supposed to start this week, right? Wrestling Forever. I'm pretty sure I saw something about that. It should be entertaining if she returns. And I could see them building on a storyline of her going against Charlotte for the title to be number one contender. I don't know if they would go that way or not, but I think that would be a good route for them to take for her to go right into a storyline and maybe be put right back into the title picture. Like I said, I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I do see Charlotte going for the title. I do see her and Asuka losing at the Rumble, the titles, and then I remember hearing rumors of her being the SmackDown hacker. Yeah, I remember that too. That was kind of put to bed. I wasn't sure if she was the SmackDown. What you get? Go lay down.
Hello, everybody. What was I saying?
You can come in here with mommy, but you don't want to watch wrestling with daddy. That is the live stream. You don't want to do commentary with him?
Yes.
Get your chair and sit beside him and do commentary.
Right? I was going to say, I see you survived the storm, Cash. They were showing on the news all the damage done by the tornadoes in Alabama. Glad you made it okay. Did you guys end up getting any of it?
We ended up getting the winds, a little bit of flooding, but that was about it.
Well, that's good. At least you weren't part of because they were showing some overhead pictures, and it looked like there was a lot of devastation.
It was not great. Boltondale is about nearly 3 hours away, so it's not that big of a deal as far as that goes.
Oh no, Wrestling Forever couldn't get his Duncan fix. He had a storm too. I'm sorry. We just got some snow. Like 3.5 inches of snow. That was about it. No big storms for us, thankfully. So we're just waiting for NXT to start again.
Getting the credits on my screen.
See, my SU and freaking Law and Order SVU was just ending. I don't get credit yet. Here we go. Then, now, and forever.
I might as well. Throw my logo up.
So we have Thatcher Cam. Oh, they're just showing a replay of the match they had last week. Him and Ciampa. That was a
good match.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed that match. Well, Wrestling Forever, with the storm in your area, I'm glad all that happened was you couldn't get your Duncan fixed. I know that sucks, but at least it wasn't anything devastating.
Yeah.
All right, so don't forget, this week we got Finn Balor and O'Reilly. I keep wanting to call him Ryan. Going against the tag team champions. We also have the second stage of the women's Dusty Rhodes Classic. I don't know if it's the second stage for the men or not. I know the men have more teams in theirs. So they might still be in the first initial. Oh, no, because it's supposed to be the finals this weekend, right? Is TakeOver this weekend?
I don't know. I don't know if we got to take over this weekend. I haven't seen much about it.
I want to say we do. I want to say it's the Saturday before Royal Rumble. Let's see.
February 14th.
Oh, February 14th, huh?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm reading. Yeah, February 14th.
And
So I
here
guess
is that MSK. So yeah, maybe it is still the first series for the men.
I thought they said it's a second round for the men and first for the women. I thought that's what they said a minute ago.
Maybe. I was worried about roofs
I don't
being
know.
damaged or windows breaking. Yeah, Wrestling Forever. That's usually. I mean, we don't get a lot of storms here, thankfully. Every now and then we'll get a hurricane. We don't really get tornadoes. And if we do, they're not very strong by the time they get to us. So they usually don't cause a lot of damage. More here, it's more winds and things like that, like just random windstorms that will cause damage here. And it's mostly just trees being knocked down and falling on houses or cars. But as far as like hurricanes or tornadoes, we don't get them very much here, thankfully. But yeah. So we have Drake and the big guy versus MSK.
Killian Dane is the big guy.
Thank you. Hello, beautiful Lisa. How are you?
I actually got the link from Twitter this week.
Huh?
So I actually got the link from Twitter this week.
Very
Hey,
nice.
Lisa.
Shit, Gamer. Gamer, some of your UK people are on TV. Drake Maverick is on NXT. He's from the UK. Yep. Killian Dane's from Ireland. But Drake is from the UK. Yes, sir. Gamer, how you doing? I hope you are well. Or as well as can be expected. MSK goes for a cover and Drake kicks out. Lee gets tagged in for MSK. Carter tags in.
I got my TV turned down low, so I can't hear who's who.
I know last week I couldn't understand them saying their names, so I'm like, I have no idea who's who. But apparently Lee is the dark skinned guy and the other one is Carter, I guess. The white guy's Carter. Oh, I bet, Gamer. Action packed and opportunities abound. So now Killian Dane's in. I'm not really sure if he's legal. I did not see a tag, but the ref.
Referee's allowing it.
I was going to say the ref is allowing it, so there must have been a tag, and he just tagged Drake back in. So. Dane's using Drake as a weapon again.
Did he use him as a weapon, or did he just get tripped?
No, well, after that, Killian Dane picked Drake up and body slammed him down on the other guy, on Turner, after he tripped over Drake. Oh, Killian sat up for the cover because he saw Lee coming in to break up the count.
That's that ring knowledge right there.
Yes. He's in now. Oh, the double teaming Drake. MSK. Ooh, but Killian Dane looks like he's getting angry. They're just making him mad.
Wouldn't you have two guys that equal your weight all the way around or all together?
He just pushed Lee right off the top turnbuckle down onto the floor. Drake is trying to keep Killian Dane under control. He can't do it though. He just can't do it. So we get the small picture thing while we're in a commercial.
So I'm not quitting smoking, quitting this hard, but you don't have to do it alone.
Yeah, I know that's something we have to start working on. We gotta quit smoking.
Why are you dragging me into this, Doris?
Huh?
Why are you dragging me into this?
Well, I'm saying me and Jimmy. That's what I mean by we. You don't need to quit smoking if you don't want to quit smoking.
I need to quit. But while I say that, I'm gonna grab a cigarette.
Right? Cigarette.
Here's to smoking, or to quitting smoking.
But yeah. So did you get any sleep Monday night with the storm going on, or were you awake all paranoid all night?
I was awake. My sleep has been screwed up all week. I just woke up like probably 10 minutes before NXT started. Like, oh shit, I wonder if Doris is doing a live stream. And then bam, Twitter.
Yep.
What you want? What, y'all sleeping in the bed with mommy again tonight? Okay, hurry up. Wrestling forever. If you can get yourself in a low stress position, quitting smoking is easy.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I tend to smoke a lot more when I'm stressed out.
Me too. But cigarettes are a crutch. There are Xanax or whatever to help level us out.
Yep.
Yeah, the storms continued for several hours after we get off stream. And I went ahead and played Cyberpunk and ended up beating that right as the sun rose in the last storm passed.
Nice. Yeah, wrestling for if I stay working, if they don't close the schools again, I should be okay. It's when I'm not working that I tend to smoke out of boredom because I got nothing else to do. So it's like that natural smoke a cigarette thing. It's like you don't necessarily want a nicotine fix, but it's like out of habit, you're reaching for it.
That's the second biggest thing about quitting smoking is the hand to mouth thing.
Yep.
You know, replace it with water or something like that to help push the toxins out and get a good strong multivitamin to replenish what you're losing.
It's funny because my mother, like everybody in my family still talks about it. My mother, when she quit smoking, she used one of those little pencils and she would keep that where she sat in her apartment. And whenever she had the urge for a cigarette, she would just hold that in her hand, like between her fingers, like she would a cigarette, and like chew gum. But yeah, I find like if I'm chewing on like a straw or something, it kind of helps like that whole keeping your mouth busy and your hands busy. Kind of helps with the crave. Yeah, we're back to school right now, Wrestling Forever, but we don't know how long it's going to last. Our cases in our towns are still going up, not by much, but they don't smoke but get stressed from trying to find stuff to do. Yeah, exactly. Like if I'm busy, like when I work and stuff, it's easy because my mind is occupied on work, and then by the time you get done with work, you're like, well, I've already gone all these hours without one, and it kind of helps a little bit. Uh, Drake is occupying the ref. I mean, Killian Dane's occupying the ref. Drake gets butt kicked. Ooh, drop kick over the top rope to Killian Dane by Turner.
Thought it was Carter. Carter and Lee.
Carter and Lee, yeah, right. Oh, Lee covers Drake and Killian Dane breaks it up.
Yeah, look at that shooting star press push, though. That's actually kind of an amazing move.
Right? So we got Drake Maverick and Lee in the ring. Drake goes for a cover. Lee kicks out. We got Killian Dane and Carter on the outside of the ring. Big elbow from Lee just tagged in Carter.
And the buff blockbuster.
And MSK just pinned Drake.
I'm a little ahead, so I'm having to wait till you comment to know where you're at. No, you're fine. I'm just. I call it a neck breaker. I guess when they called it a blockbuster a minute ago.
Yeah, that it does kind of remind you of a blockbuster, though.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the second round of the Dusty Rhodes, and they'll be taking on either Lucha House Party or Legado del Fantasma.
So who do you think it'll be? Lucha House Party or Phantom del Fantasma?
I think it'll be the Fantasma. They're much more competitive than the Lucha House Party.
Here's our tag team champions, Odie Lorcan and I forget the other guy's name. That match should be a high flight. Yeah, it should be Wrestling Forever. Both of those teams are very high flying.
Might be why MSK went forward to keep up the energy.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be cool if all the teams in the semifinals are high flying teams. That'll make it very interesting next week.
Well, NXT is starting to look like the 2006 X Division in TNA. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's getting exciting to see. I mean, you have your obvious Abyss characters, but then you also have your AJ Styles and your Motor City Machine Guns, which I'm looking at MSK for that.
Oh, so it's first round for the women and second round for the men. Okay. So you were right.
No, they were right. I'm just going by what they said. I just pay more attention.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting how the semifinals turn out. And apparently, I don't know if you were paying attention before you got jumped on, Dolph Ziggler's brother is making his debut in AEW tonight.
Oh
going
yeah.
against Hangman Page. Yep. Apparently, Ziggler put something on Twitter. Like, he didn't outright say it was his brother, but the problem will be, since NXT is getting good, what will happen when it stops being on USA? I don't think it'll stop being on USA Wrestling forever. If anything, they may change the night because USA will be showing some of the major league sports like baseball and basketball because FX1 will not be here anymore. And from what I read, hey Joe, from what I read, their contract isn't up till later this year. So they really haven't negotiated how they're going to do it. But I don't see them completely pulling it off of cable TV.
No.
Like I said, they may just change the night because of those other sports being on Wednesdays, like hockey and stuff like that. But I mean, and that may be good too, because then they won't have to compete with AEW at the same time. So it could be a
They're
good
gonna have to compete with them.
right. It could be a good thing if they change the night, or you never know. Maybe WWE will decide to put NXT on Fox instead of USA. Hey, Brandon, how are you? Yeah, Joe, that's what I was just saying. Maybe all three will be on Fox instead of USA. To make up for the sports on USA. Because I see them running into problems on Friday nights also, because I believe there's a lot of basketball on Friday nights. So they could run into the same problem with SmackDown.
SmackDown isn't they gonna stay on Fox?
Yeah, SmackDown's on Fox. Never mind, don't mind me. But like football on, I don't think they'll put football on USA though, because it's usually on 4 or 5.
Oh, that'd be a huge acquisition for the USA Network. That would get them a whole lot more people.
Yeah.
I think they're shutting down FS1, right?
Yeah, Joe, that's why all the sporting games are going to USA, because FS1 they're shutting down.
But no, I thought I was reading somewhere that
Six-pack, nice.
I was reading somewhere that they was gonna try to keep NXT on Wednesdays. They just may have to switch it around with the schedule of the other sports, and
Yeah.
you still be able to watch it on WWE Network on Thursdays. I think that's what I was reading earlier, but I'm not
Yeah.
100% for sure.
Yeah, they, like I said, they were saying that they weren't really sure what was going to happen yet, because they really haven't had to cross that bridge yet, where their contract isn't up till later this year. So we will have to see. But yeah, I think the popularity of NXT has definitely grown since it's been on cable TV. And that's part of the reason why I don't see them pulling it off.
I actually see NXT going to a live show instead of pre-recorded. Like that's how. I don't want your bud, Joseph. I don't like Budweiser. I actually got taste buds.
Yeah, Jimmy don't like Budweiser either. He'll drink it if he has no other choice, but he would definitely prefer something else.
I'm not a beer fan, even though my mom's been telling me to try Lowenbrow for years. I never really liked beer. Closest thing I ever really liked was Bud Light.
I find Budweiser very acidic and bitter.
Yeah, I got a hold of some of that Voodoo Ale, the IPA once. It was all right. Here we fucking go again.
Sweet baby Jesus. Never heard of that, Joe. Hey, Leprechaun, how are you? Welcome. So we have Raquel and Dakota Kai. Joe, Dakota Kai is out of the locker, if you were wondering.
Damn. So when they leave her in there to the Royal Rumble, that could be her new entrance, busting out the locker and then coming out and just whooping ass.
And they are going against, I don't know who those girls are. I know they've been on, but it's peanut butter, the chocolate. That's the beer.
Peanut butter and chocolate flavor. Yeah, no. You can keep
They
that.
have peanut butter and chocolate flavored beer.
Don't surprise me. They're treating that shit like M&M's. Wait for the beer remix. Skittles and Sam Adams.
Joe, you think everybody's sexy? You think Charlotte Flair is sexy, Dakota Kai,
He
Alexa
likes the block
Bliss,
bodies.
Sasha
Designs-
Banks.
All of his girlfriends are made by Lego.
I have a financial problem. Can you help? Doris or Cash, I have a question. Sure, Brandon, I can try. I don't know if I would have an answer, but
We live in America. We don't know how to manage our finances. Look at our deficit.
oh, thanks, Joe. Every match she is let out of the lock.
Oh, Goldberg. Yeah, Goldberg hits it with his head and it pops open and she comes out.
Yeah.
That's some Norman Smiley demon shit right there. The screaming demon. That was a great night. Trying to hide and it ended up in the fucking coffin.
So I know the girl in the gold is Aaliyah. The other girl looks familiar, but I can't place her. I don't know her name. I only got $500 to live on for the month of February after I pay my bills and rent. Should that be enough to live on for food? Brandon, you don't live in the U.S., right? I think you're from the U.K. I could
That's
be
what I
wrong.
was thinking. But I mean, here in Alabama, I could live a month by myself with 500
I was
food.
gonna say, I
comfortably.
think it would depend on if you had a family or you're in Canada. Then I really don't know, Brandon. I'm not familiar. We're all from the U.S., so I'm not familiar with the prices in Canada. I mean, if you're single, I know here you probably could. I know for me and Jimmy, I'd probably spend like $100 maybe a week on food for us because I do a big grocery shopping monthly at the big outlet store. But if you're single, I don't see why not. Raquel puts a cover on Aaliyah. Lee kicks out. Joe, I know here he probably wouldn't be approved. I don't know what Canada's is like, but
I know my friend got extra assistance because of the COVID crisis. But then again, she's, immunodeficient. So
Right. I was gonna say I know they are giving extra to people who do get approved for it. Um, I spend no more than $20 on food. Girlfriend spend 90.
yeah, problem with some women shopping. Not all women do it, so don't take it personally. But some women, they love the name brands. They think there's no other brand. I could go in and buy chili dogs for all four of us for the night, and we would be straight for a couple days on it, and it would cost like maybe $21. She'll go in
Yeah.
there, come out, and it costs like 40 for the same meal. So
Yeah, like I'll look for whatever is the cheapest. I don't do the name brand stuff. I mean, if the difference is only like 10 cents or whatever, I may go for depending on what it is. Yeah, Brandon, I would say you could. I mean, like I said, I'm not familiar with Canadian food prices, but if you were to, like here, there are certain staples that are cheaper than others, like pasta and things like that. You could live off, like when Jimmy was single, he would make a big pot of pasta on Sunday and eat it for 2 or 3 days, um, and then make another big meal and eat that for a day or two. Um, but yeah, I think it could be done if you like
you can be
just
quiet.
prices. Like don't just reach for whatever the brand name is when you do your shopping.
Yeah, just that's another thing too. Sales, you got to look at the sale price compared to the store brand prices and see if it's worth it. That's another thing I go through.
Yeah, Brandon. I mean, right now it kind of stinks because everybody's pretty much in the same boat. Um, it is stuff is expensive and just going up more because of the state of the world. But um, like we said, you kind of just have to be a savvy shopper when you do your shopping and look for the cheaper brand stuff and sales. And if you could clip coupons, sometimes that could help too.
Well, here we are, guys. The week of the Royal Rumble. I'm excited.
Yes, me too. I'm very excited for the Rumble. I'm excited to see who the surprise entrants are.
Michael Cole. He will come in and win it all at number 27. The
Michael
luckiest
Cole.
number in the Royal Rumble. Yeah. I'm calling it right now. It's either going to be Michael Cole or Byron Saxton.
Who's going to do the announcing if the announcers are in the Rumble?
That's what we're here for, Doris.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I played that game fast. Play Lotto. I won $50 saving that for Saturday. It's my aunt's birthday. Very nice, Joe.
Now, honestly, if Hacksaw Jim Duggan was to make a surprise appearance, and this is just speculation, he would be the only superstar to have wrestled in at least one Royal Rumble across 5 decades.
Ah, that's an interesting fact.
Another interesting fact is that with Edge entering the Rumble this Sunday, he is the only wrestler he will be the only wrestler to have been in a 90s Rumble, 2000s, 2010s, and a 2020s Rumble. He's not the first one to go across 4 decades, but he will be the only one in those particular decades. Not trying to spoil anything for anybody. Just throwing some interesting wrestling facts out for you. Wrestling Forever, where are you on this? You're supposed to be on top of it. All right, Joseph. I look forward to it. If he remembers what day the Rumble's on.
Now, Joe, you know, being the pay-per-view, Lisa may also be on piano. Just a warning. What is Christian? Was a super. I don't see Christian entering. I don't believe he ever permanently got his neck fixed. So I don't see him wrestling again. If they could guarantee that he wouldn't come into contact, maybe, but I don't know if they could guarantee that in a Rumble.
As long as they took the bump right, going over the top rope would be fine.
Yeah.
You know, maybe add an extra layer of padding for him or something, you know, where he's supposed to get thrown out at. You know, but it would be like a quick come in, and he couldn't do an electric chair or nothing. I mean, he's probably lost feeling in his arms, so I don't know.
Yes, Lisa's not going to be on color commentary.
Why she got to bring racing this? Thought we moved past this, Lisa. And Wrestling Forever, back to your statement, you don't care much for stats. You need to make your name wrestling sometimes, okay?
That's fine, Lisa. That is perfectly fine. We're just talking NXT and Royal Rumble anyway. You'll have to watch my SmackDown video, though, because Roman Reigns may try to get revenge on Owens for putting him through the announcers table.
No one's going to get what he deserves. He can't be in the Rumble because he's going to get stomped by the head of the table.
Stop kissing up to Lisa.
I'm not kissing up to Lisa. I recognize talent when I see it.
Oh, okay.
Unlike that Drew McIntyre.
You're just going to you're going to cry because Drew McIntyre is going to beat up your childhood hero.
It wasn't my childhood hero. My childhood hero wore a trench coat and carried a bat. He walked softly and carried a damn big stick.
Yeah, Lisa, I probably won't do it till Saturday anyway, so you should be fine.
Did you catch the NXT or the Superstar Spectacle?
No, I did not.
Really?
I did not. Squirrel, I think Rap hit enter top early. Fuck it. What?
Hey, Squirrel.
Lisa, make sure Jenna is here too. Woo, woo, woo. Jenna, woo. Fuck that.
You got Zack Ryder in the chat?
Maybe.
Woo, woo,
Hello,
woo.
good times. How are you?
I saw Zack Ryder got the main event of Impact Wrestling this week. I don't know what his name is over there, but
I don't know. Beth Phoenix is back again at the announcers table.
Well, I guess we should have taken the clue from her when she ended back up last week that Edge would be coming back.
We tried.
Matt Cardona. No, it's right here. The one in bed. Both of y'all getting sick.
Gosh, that's where I was going with the woo, Zack Ryder. Woo, woo, woo.
Ooh, a cramp in your stomach and stop you from coughing real fast. I'm okay. I got choked. I'm getting sick. I got choked. I started having some reflux and it choked me.
You had an energy drink today?
No.
I think that was one of Cash's kids' good time, coughing.
No, that was my wife.
Oh, that was his wife.
That's what I
What's she need, baby?
I was gonna say, hey.
She says, hey.
Hello.
I said hello.
Yeah, she's okay.
Hello.
She's obviously got a cold or something because you could barely hear her voice.
You couldn't see on the green screen. That's great.
What?
Your camouflage worked great. They couldn't see.
Do what?
Oh, they couldn't see on the green screen for a second.
Hey.
Hi.
You love kiss. Kiss can.
Ow.
Oh.
Don't embarrass you. Boy, get your ass over there. Get back in that chair. What? Go back to your ticky top.
I know.
I'm watching these.
Hello.
Sit up.
What is it?
Clear your throats.
Coming up.
Drink a glass of that vitamin D milk.
I don't be shit.
Well, then sound like you're strangling to death.
I'd rather sound like this than the shit in my brain. I can't know my pills. I'll be okay.
You know we're live, right? They can hear you.
I was going to say, don't make her yell at you, Cash. She barely has a voice.
Well, at least y'all be able to understand her. What? I ain't got to deal with your shit. We can flush it.
Joseph Grill said, don't talk to her like that, Cash.
I just sent you a message.
It was you. Okay, look. Wrestling's on live stream. Get your asses out of here. Go. Bye.
Little man's still there.
He's quiet.
He's so cute.
Yeah. Don't know whose kid he is, though. We're still working on that. Actually, I picked him up at Walmart and just never had the heart to take him back because he's calling us mommy and daddy. Tried to return him once. They wouldn't let me scan his UPC.
Hey, Chinese.
Stop with that. You know,
So we have Rio and
that guy.
Russ.
So we have this guy and that guy. That's how they're going to be known. This guy has a guillotine on that guy. The referee is checking on that guy. This guy's just got slammed into the corner. See, Doris could see my full screen. She could see my son sitting right here.
Yes.
That's why, she said she could still see him. But he's actually quiet for a change, which is a big change.
Joseph said the little one gives daddy a stunner.
Maybe when he gets old enough to understand, I will teach him how to do stuff like that.
And Wrestling Forever said, careful, Cash. The little ones will give you a low blow followed by a DDTS.
DDTs. Here we got the apostrophe, but it's okay. Joseph has, Oh, it's Wrestling Forever. I was going to say, Joseph has Budweiser, so his brain cells are deteriorating with every pop at the top.
Tyler Ross is this guy. We've seen him like last week. He made his debut, I think.
Well, it's too late now. It's already over. Why are you trying to learn their names now? Learn their names when they do something spectacular, like with the Prince, Finn Balor. I'm tired of seeing recycled finisher moves. See, even my son agrees. Oh, he's crying.
He is crying.
No.
Made him cry. He's still crying.
Oh well. You win some, you lose some. But he keeps crying like that, he's gonna win all of them.
Yeah. Grizzled young veterans. What would be funny, Joe? Cash's son giving him a stunner?
Like I said, when he gets a little bit older, I might teach him how to do it.
So it's Kushida and
Leon Ruff against the Grizzled Young Veterans.
against Grizzled Young Veterans.
No more drinking. Put it down. No, sir.
The one problem with that, Joe, is I don't really watch too much of the NXT UK, so I don't know them.
Hello.
So that's one of the only
I'm
reasons
so
why
quick.
I don't do it. Not only that, Joe, but I also don't want to stream every night of the week.
Yeah, she's too good for that. Boy!
I mean, just because I have one of those JOBs and
Work is a 4-letter word.
yeah, I know.
She's not as dedicated to YouTube as she is a paycheck. Not realizing she can make a paycheck on YouTube.
Well, I am. It's just I don't want to
Next time you get up, you're going to bed.
stream every night of the week.
I would.
know? You would or wouldn't?
I would. Absolutely would. The only problem is it's like I don't ever get anybody new. So I get the same one Twitch follower that never says anything but stays for the whole video. Then I'll get like people cycling through YouTube asking, "Are you on the PS4?" Yeah. Oh, fuck this stream, and then they gone. It's like, well, fuck you then. I mean, I'm playing a game on the PS4. It's literally been taken off the PlayStation Store, so kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Which I did beat, by the way, Monday. It was nice. I already said that, but it was so nice.
Right, that's the one you beat as the sun was coming up.
Yeah.
All right, good times. So we got a commercial going on. I mean, Joe, if like there was enough people that had interest in the NXT, I might think about it, but I'm not gonna cash and say Diamond Cuffer.
It says Diamond Cuffer, Doris.
I was gonna say that says Diamond Cuffer, Joe.
I mean, that would be a pretty savage move. Put them in handcuffs and give them a diamond cutter.
F and T aren't even in the same row, Joe. So I don't know how you made fat fingers. Is that what happened?
Well, I mean, they're right next to each other. You can
Oh,
get
that's
that.
true. He's usually on a phone. So all right, you're saved, Joe. You're saved.
I helped you this time, Joe. I don't know if I can help you next time, though. It's like I look down at my keyboard. The F and the T are touching each other. You know, the F is the creepy uncle that lives in the basement. Come up every now and then and rub T stuff.
Papa.
Because they got chicken wing. They don't have hot dog and bologna, though.
Yeah.
They do have chicken and macaroni.
Chicken wing.
Popeye's chicken has macaroni and chicken.
Yeah, you can get macaroni and cheese.
Oh.
Chicken wing.
Them ladies from Louisiana.
I know he's retired. How about Rumble Spreads William Regal? I think it's better for William Regal to just
Chicken
focus on
bites.
Graham of
Chicken
NXT.
wing, chicken wing, chicken wing.
I never really liked William Regal. You know who I like? Lord Stephen. I like Lord Stephen. Who was with
Yeah.
Bobby.
Half more.
But no, you cannot.
Daddy,
But William Regal, I've never really liked.
Daddy,
Albert's a possibility. I don't even know if he still wrestles.
Yeah, he still is a trainer in NXT and the performance center, so he is possible.
Look, like that.
So I suppose he's a possibility for a Royal Rumble surprise.
Would you prefer that says almost turned
I
up?
don't know if I'd like to see that.
No.
WXLE? What?
You know, it'd be a huge surprise if Tess showed up.
We got Kyle O'Reilly and Finn Balor.
He's got two.
That would be a big surprise if Test would show up. I wonder how his body.
Finn Balor.
I don't know if his body could take it. He might go out there and just fall apart. Who knows?
Yeah, he might. Depends on how much embalming solution they used on.
No,
He
I'm
could
telling
either
you
be
though,
very stiff or very soft.
if Tess shows up at the Royal Rumble, I'm never coming out of my house again. There's simple as that. Because I'm pretty sure he would not be the only fucking zombie out there.
Test wrestling forever. And before you say yes, no, he's dead. Yes.
He's dead? No. So that means Stacy's single now, right?
I don't know if she's single. I know she dated George.
I don't know if she's
I know George. What's his face?
I know George.
Wrestling Forever said sorry, didn't know you were joking.
Well, we were talking about, huge wrestling returns, and what would be really, a big surprise would be if Tess did show up. If Tess showed up, I mean, y'all see me for a couple more weeks before the internet goes out, but I'm never leaving the fucking house again. Nope, not me.
Nope,
Yeah.
not me. No.
So I don't forgot the names that quick, man. I really got to pay more attention to NXT brand.
Test. T-E-S-T-S. Wrestling Forever, considering that at Legends Night, Mark Henry was basically using one of those wheeler
The scooters, broken bone scooters.
I highly doubt he will be in the Rumble.
If you notice, though, he wasn't wearing a cast. He was just wearing
Brandon,
boots.
we already said that. We were joking, and we said we know that he's dead before any of you say it. It was a joke. This is
Oh my God! Here's Macho Man
Oh,
and John Cena's career. They're both dead too. Oh.
Let's
No, the
hear
big-
dance for us.
Oh, Vito. Man, that was one of the biggest fuck ups that WCW ever done was little mafia guys, Vito and what was the other name?
Vito. They had Columbo
Daddy,
as
watch
one
how
of
I
the
can do it.
guys.
I
And
just
I don't remember that little guy. Joey or Johnny.
Well, one of the tag teams that trained me actually did work with WCW when they was using the indie guys for the full-blooded Italians, and that's how they got the name the Mob out here. The short guy with a handlebar mustache that's bald, he looked very mean, and I'm gonna flat out tell you, he's mean as fuck. He got slapped one time in the back of the neck after he broke his neck falling into a grave. I'll tell that story later. But he just went outside and started punching a damn moving truck. And you could see fist imprints on the side of the truck like this big. And from the inside of the arena, it sounded like somebody was hitting with a damn shotgun. So Eugene's dead. No, he's not. they're not going to use Dinsmore. Dinsmore can't wrestle anymore. His body's broken down.
Just Carson's and Joseph. The nickname was the Paisans. They were the FBI, full-blooded Italians.
They ran with the full-blooded Italians for a minute before WWE absorbed ECW.
Yeah.
That was when they brought Mike Awesome in, the ECW champion, and that's when WWE and WCW sent Taz against Mike Awesome, and then Taz beat Mike Awesome because they didn't want another incident like the women's title that happened with the Lunger Blaze. But
so we have
Leon
Ruff, who's kind of in control of the match. Yeah,
Just
Brandon,
Ray. Go ahead.
I don't think Stone Cold Steve Austin wants to wrestle, so I don't see him returning.
Oh, he's got the itch.
Right.
Stone Cold does have the itch. I mean, it's hard for me to watch wrestling with you each and every week and not get pumped about Saturday nights, even though I still can't wrestle on Saturday nights. So,
but he says in multiple of his Broken Skulls that he wouldn't want to because he's not in the shape that he used to be in. So he wouldn't want to get back in the ring because he knows he wouldn't be wrestling at his fullest. Speaking of her, Alondra would be cool for Women's Royal Rumble, despite the age. I'm sure she will return. She may be a surprise entrant. I know she was a part of a pay-per-view not too long ago.
Skull and 8 Ball. Fucking, what was that team's name? Wasn't Legion of Doom. It was some other NOD or something like that. Remember Skull and 8 Ball? The motorcyclists came out. I forget what the damn tag team name was.
Hey, Moose Gal, how are you?
But no, honestly, I don't see any 90s wrestlers coming back for the Rumble other than Edge, because Edge will be the only superstar to have been in across 4 decades of Disciples of Apocalypse, DOA. That's what it was. Thank you, Wrestling Forever. But no, I think Edge is going to be the main story here for the Rumble. I think they're probably going to pick back up with Randy Orton and Edge after the Rumble, depending on how it goes with the Fiend on Sunday. See, I mean, they still have not confirmed the Fiend for anything. Bray Wyatt hasn't really said nothing on Twitter, so I don't know.
Yeah, you haven't heard anything from him at all.
It's kind of concerning.
Well, and I'm sure he's just doing it because he's supposed to be.
Well, I mean, I get that, but I mean, he does take to Twitter a lot to talk about certain things. So I don't know. Now, I have a feeling, judging by what I've been reading on Twitter, we might see the Hurricane show up again.
Oh. He trains. He's one of the trainers, isn't he?
No, he's not really WWE other than his alumni. No, he does his own stuff on the indie circuit. So amazingly, he's actually kind of humble about it, but he was very vocal about the politics. So, you know, him and Sami Zayn can come up with a tag team together. I hate government. I hate the American government. That may be what's going on Wrestling Forever, is that WWE just kind of said, you know, keep characters. You got burned alive, leave that.
And I don't even know if WWE would have to order him to do it. I know when he first took on the Fiend character, a lot of people that knew him personally had said that, like, when he first started that character, he like stopped talking to everybody because he was trying to get into that character and like become the Fiend. And they said that like they would go days and sometimes weeks without hearing from him Jerry the King Lawler. Yeah, I don't see Jerry the King Lawler is too old at this point. I think.
And after that heart attack, it's really scared him too.
Right. I see him doing announcing probably, but I don't see him in the ring. I mean, it would be cool, but I don't see it. So we have Leon Ruff.
And that guy.
Yeah.
Another that guy.
I noticed
The long-haired, grizzled young veteran.
Yeah, I forgot they're young grizzled veterans. I don't know, maybe I've had too many concussions.
Yeah, wrestling forever. I don't think Hulk Hogan will. If you remember, was it last year at the year before when him and Ric Flair were starting up that little feud they had? They picked wrestlers to represent them in a match because neither one. I mean, Hulk Hogan has had multiple back surgeries. So I don't see him taking any bumps at this point. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to dream. I mean, and you do get surprised every now and then. So I'm not saying it's not going to happen. Anything could happen. It's the Rumble, but I mean, there's just some guys that kind of you're like, I don't know if this at this stage in his career, at his age, HBK is a good possibility that he will be in it. But
like I said, for anybody, any 90s era wrestler to come in, it's going to overshadow Edge being the first person to wrestle across all 4 decades. I don't see Shawn Michaels doing it. And now there is a name that has been thrown around. Of course, this name gets thrown around ever so often, but he's actually said, don't count it out.
Go.
I'm going to kind of sit on this until Sunday. But yeah, he kind of said, don't count it out. It would be a huge return. But we'll just see what happens.
Ooh,
that's all we can do. I don't know. Wouldn't it be great to see Dean Ambrose return?
Yeah. I don't know if that would happen though, because he's kind of getting a push at AEW and is in the title picture there. And
well, he got the push for AEW and got put in the title picture for a minute, but like now they got him back on mid card status. I was noticing that last week or the week before. He comes out, does a little bit of talking, and then just squashes somebody and comes back.
Champion though.
Maybe. No, I'm just thinking they're probably going to cut that short. Just from the way it's been looking. Now, The Rock has been another name to come in and win the Rumble to take on Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
But I think that would be bullshit, just being honest. I mean, I get working The Rock in there, but I think The Rock is like a one show every 4 years guy.
I mean, and with the timing of his TV series, I could see him being at the Rumble. Whether or not he's in the actual match, I don't know. But I just noticed whenever he has something new come out, that's when he makes an appearance at a pay-per-view or something like that. Like when one of his movies is just coming out and
oh yeah, shameless plug, Mick Foley tradition.
But Joe, I think, isn't Big Cash in TNA now?
Yeah, him and Zo. I don't think they're ever going to split up. I mean,
Yeah, if he's under contract with TNA, I don't know.
I'm not sure if Impact is actually doing official contracts for the lower name guys. I think they're doing like a paper appearance. And if that's the case, that's a pretty sweet deal. And also working with AEW and AEW working with everybody else, that'd be kind of great. Yeah, the Undertaker's not going to show up, Brandon. I can pretty much guarantee the Undertaker's not going to show up. Same with Kane. Kane's career ended when the Undertaker said goodbye. Actually, Mick Foley is in quarantine right now. He tested positive for COVID on Tuesday.
Again?
Yep.
Because he tested positive not too long. It was like in November, I think.
Yeah, it might be the second strain. I don't know. I was reading about that yesterday. That Mick Foley he does have COVID again. So yeah.
And that's the other thing, too, guys, that you got to consider. Depending on where some of these superstars live, it may not be possible for them to be at the Rumble. And it all depends on the testing.
That would be pretty big.
Moose Cal, I'm not really sure how I would feel about that. I don't know. I don't even know if he would run, to be perfectly honest. He's never, as far as I know, has never announced any political ambitions. And not only that, but he may, I don't even know if he's technically old enough.
Oh, yeah, The Rock's old enough to be president. You got to be 35 for president. He's well old enough.
35 for president.
35.
Okay. Yeah, Muskel. Wrestling Forever just said that's the plot of his new show. That's probably what you were hearing about.
2032. Well, I mean, a lot can happen in 11 years.
Tia Valkyrie, huh?
Taya Valkyrie.
I don't know her.
Well, ODB has signed a contract with Impact Wrestling, so.
Johnny Gargano is attacking Kushida. Oh, and Loomis is standing behind Theory.
Lumen behind him, if you will.
Theory and his skinny jeans.
No, that's why you remembered his name is Skinny Jeans.
Plus, he mentioned a presidential run on his last SNL appearance. I mean, I don't know Wrestling Forever. I really haven't heard anything about him even talking about it. So, but oh.
But on behalf of people saying William Regal being in the Rumble, what about Adam Pearce being in the Rumble? He can make an appearance. Adam Pearce has been posting a lot of his matches on Twitter as of late. Stone Cold Schnuck. Well, I guess if Trump can get it. Not saying Trump did a bad thing, just.
Trump did a bad thing. It's full. I got you.
I'll go check on my wife.
Yeah, Joe, I think he's going to be one that returns.
Where is Bobby?
Mooscal, I've heard mixed reviews. Some people said he made a very good governor. Other people said he didn't. I don't know.
Try to explain me.
I'm nowhere near the area he was
That's
governor
Miko
of.
chicken.
Things he did never
Only brown
really
sugar I like is you, baby.
I'm a brown sugar and I love you, Daddy.
Oh. Did
So
Jerry
Jerry
come to the Rumble?
comes to the Rumble. That's a possibility, Joe. I mean,
Jesse Ventura, when he got into politics, he actually done really good for Minnesota. So,
well, that's what I was saying. I was saying that I heard some people said he did good, some people said he didn't. Of course, it's like that with all politics. You have people that like them, you have people that don't like them.
Well, the thing that really ruined his credibility was the show on A&E, the conspiracy theory show. You know, that's what really ruined his credibility as a politician. So, I mean, they got to use that he was out of his mind, too many concussions. You know, that was the running joke. Whenever he actually did run for president, but never made it past the primaries. And that's when he just got out of politics altogether. And Jesse looks rough now. So, I mean, there might be something to it, but
Does this green next to the coach again? What? Does the green miss to the coach again?
talking about the Jerry coming back, doing the green mist to coach, the poison mist. Yeah, I don't think he coach can do anything outside of Madison Square Garden sports. I think he's contractually obligated for that. Like if that even made it to Madison Square Garden, he could do something with it. But overall, Billy Kidman would be a good one. But I would just be curious how his knees are because he had a couple knee replacements before he retired. Jimmy Yang, Wang Yang. Now we're just getting ridiculous. Stars like Jimmy Wang Yang and stuff like that, the comedic stars, they're only good in front of an audience. The comedic, yeah, just without the fans being right there, it's not that great. I mean, it'd be great to watch it from here, and I mean they could pipe in laughing, I guess, but that would just seem too fake for it, in my opinion.
No, Muscal, I did not.
I'm pretty sure that was more Greco-Roman wrestling because the entertainment wrestling that we see today started in the 1920s. Wasn't Jimmy Yang's? Go ahead.
I was going to say that's true wrestling forever, but also back in the early 2000s, like Cash said, you had your comedic wrestlers, you had your big name wrestlers. I could see the big name wrestlers making returns, but I don't know if they would waste a surprise entrant on a mid-level 2000 wrestler because it's like then they have to wonder, are people going to remember who it is? And Paul London, I could see that. I don't know where he is associated to yet right now. So Phantasma has some type of card that was under Cruiserweight Championship. I don't know what card that was.
It was the full, I believe.
Huh?
I believe it was the full.
Tony Storm.
I don't know. They're not really doing much with the Women's Royal Rumble with announcements, are they?
Nope.
So it's gonna be Tony Storm versus Io Shirai. Your mother said it's time for bed. I suggest you that's where you head. But your brother's going to bed right now too, aren't you, Bubba? Yeah. Love y'all. Good night. Go. We'll spend time together tomorrow. You guys Zoom meetings in the morning. A match that I would love to see.
We gotta go get Marshall, Daddy. Daddy. We gotta get Marshall.
Your brother already has them. Go to bed.
Here comes Io Shirai.
From the newer class, I'm gonna say Priest, Cross, and Aleister Black in a triple threat would be a good match. 3 of the darkest gimmicks to come out of NXT, and it would be a great, entertaining match because they're all agile as hell. Doris.
I'm thinking.
Okay. I thought I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No. I was gonna say, Joe, I don't know what happened to Mojo Rawley.
Oh, Mojo Rawley's in Impact Wrestling now. He got released from his contract last year. I'm not sure if it was during the Black Wednesday or Tuesday, whatever they wanted to call it, but yeah, he got released from WWE last year. Io Shirai. Go ahead.
Brandon, I don't know if Triple H would. I have a feeling that Triple H is possibly over in the UK with NXT UK. And I only say that because on Shane McMahon's birthday, he wished Shane McMahon happy birthday from across the pond, is what he put. So I don't know if he ended up. I don't know if he would be able to go there, but.
Oh no, we've been seeing a lot of NXT UK guys showing up on Raw,
Right.
So, or Raw and NXT last week. So we might. I mean, we could possibly see some of those people coming in, or Triple H being in the Rumble. And I'm sorry, I don't think Io Shirai holds a candle to Toni Storm's beauty. Just saying.
Wrestling Forever, I don't know if they would have any more difficulty doing the women's Royal Rumble than they would doing the men's. I mean, they have the same problem with the men's Royal Rumble. If you look at the superstars that are already entered in the Royal Rumble that are associated with Raw and SmackDown, there's only about 16 for both the men's and the women's. So that leaves you like 14 or 15 either NXT or surprise entrants veterans. I know Rhea Ripley will probably be part of the women's. Damian Priest will probably be part of the men's. Hello, Joe Shipley. And Moose Girl, I guess one match that I think would be a decent match would be somebody like Adam Cole and like Kevin Owens, because they're both kind of hard hitting and you never know what they're gonna do. Hello, Go Fish. Yeah, wrestling forever. I think that's the biggest thing because they all have to get tested, I believe, within 24 to 48 hours of their appearance. And they have to quarantine in the hotel. Or at least that's what a lot of wrestlers have said that made like appearances at Legends Night and things. Yeah, Stephanie McMahon, I think that would be cool, but at the same time, who would she face for champion? Maybe Sasha. Think she would challenge Sasha?
Rhea Ripley against Sasha. That would be good, but I would like to see Rhea Ripley just kind of rip in to Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler like she did in NXT. Reviving that feud on Raw, Shayna Baszler versus that would actually be great.
I'm good, Fish. How are you? Yeah, wrestling forever, but that's also why they test every week.
Oh, they test twice a week too. You have any sevens? Did you just tell me to go fish? Because hi, go fish. Hurry up. I know. That was corny as hell, but you got the point across.
I mean, in wrestling forever, if you think about it, he's not the only superstar to test positive either. Over this past year, we've had quite a few superstars test positive.
It was just huge about him testing positive because of him being the champion.
Right.
I mean, had it been like Goldberg testing positive after WrestleMania, that would have been huge, or something like that, or before WrestleMania. Nia Jax, she's big, but she's the ultimate warrior of the women's division. Nobody really wants to wrestle her because she keeps getting hurt, or she keeps hurting people. And there was a question posed in one of the wrestling forums: is like, are the divas getting paid hazard pay when they're in the ring against Nia?
Fish, I'm sorry to hear that, love. I hope you feel better.
I don't know. Something needs to be done with Nia. She's got to get out of the ring and get back to training.
Right. Like, I think even in the last match, Shayna kind of saved her from hurting somebody, didn't she, when she tagged her?
Oh, no, she actually dropped Dana on the back of her head, but the doctor said Dana did not have a concussion during the choke slam. Just kind of, cane choke slam during that. I don't think Dana was trained to take those types of bumps.
Yeah.
Because she came in during the Divas era, where Nia didn't necessarily come in during the Divas era.
Right.
So that's another big thing. Like these Diva era wrestlers, women, they're not used to taking the bumps that, let's say, we get TNA stars, ODB, and people like that to come over. Where they take bumps like men. And yes, I said it like that because most shows made the women take lighter bumps just to keep them safe because their bodies are more fragile than men's. We don't deny that. But with the women's revolution, the women started taking harder bombs, harder hits, doing bigger spots, shunning or God bless it, shooting star presses off of cages and shit like that. So
Joe, don't smell your own fingers. You don't know where those have been.
he does. It's probably why he's sniffing them. He probably likes the smell of his own bum.
Brandon, me too. Always hoping she becomes a singles champion again. Joe.
If that stinks, then either you need to see a doctor or you need to see a shower, whichever one. Isaiah Scott is in the ring.
What happened to his entrance? He had a cool entrance when he would come out dancing.
Edited for time because of the Dusty Rhodes Classic. I'm trying to get them 2 matches in, I'm sure. He probably can't take a bath, Go Fish. He'll probably leave a ring around the bathtub the toilet's going to be jealous of. Needs to go outside and hose down first.
And that's pretty sad, Joe, if you got to hose down or shower before you take a bath.
That's a pre-rinse cycle.
Don't forget you worked. I worked today too, mofo. My fingers don't stink.
You're not sticking them up your butt either.
I was going to say I'm not sticking it. It shouldn't be socked, but. And I wash my hands frequently. Wash your hands, you damn nasty.
Motherfucker.
He probably did, Fish. He always fights. Man's got a gastrointestinal problem.
This is going to be a quick match. That's why we didn't see an entrance.
Yeah.
I hate to see great superstars get jobs.
Ooh. But is he going to win? He hasn't been on a winning streak.
Pulled him up by the braids and the referee didn't even count. Oh!
Pulled him up by his hair. It's a good thing that's not a weave.
I believe there would be extensions with the braids like that. Oh, Jesus! You can tell we're getting to the end of the show. They're actually doing the big spots.
Ooh, right on his head.
That's what I was talking about.
Gosh, I know you mentioned Hackshaw, but how about Tito Santana? It's still decent shape wrestling on indie circuits.
Well, I mean, if we're going to go with that, Sid Vicious is still wrestling on the indie circuits, and he managed to, do a lot better with his body. He's not getting on the second rope anymore, but he's got a metal rod in his ankle.
Reed Crush.
I hope you can hold it till the morning. You better. Well, I only mentioned Hacksaw not because of his in-ring ability, but because he would be like one of the superstars I could think of to wrestle across the 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010, and 2020 WrestleMania or Royal Rumbles. That would be unprecedented, being in one Royal Rumble match across 5 decades. Coco Beware. But my money is definitely on Test if he shows up. That's all I'm going to say. Because I don't think anybody else will be in the ring. You okay, Doris?
Yeah, I'm just looking up some possibilities. We're probably going to see Seth Rollins in the men's Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
With the January. I don't know if Becky will return, but Seth Rollins basically definite.
I think the rules are you can't compete at WrestleMania if he wasn't at the Royal Rumble. I think that's the way WWE has it. Because if you notice that everyone that is at the Rumble tends to have some sort of something to do with WrestleMania weekend. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know who I would guess for the Rumble match to win. Right now, it's just kind of up in the air as to who it could be because they're finishing off the storylines to start the WrestleMania storylines.
Yeah.
Earthquake, that's a retired name. And when John Tenta died, I was actually kind of shocked about that.
But yeah, Rhea Ripley, possibly Becky. Like I said, I don't know if Becky will return, but if she was going to return, this is the time to do it. Like you said, it's basically the road to WrestleMania. I know there's speculation about Ronda Rousey because she's been training and.
With a couple of the podcasts that I was hearing earlier today by accident, Ronda Rousey is a good guess to possibly return at the Rumble.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he would actually, or if she would actually win the Rumble. See, this is honestly my opinion. I think it's going to end up being Rhea Ripley that's going to win the females Rumble. Because WWE is, synonymous with bringing people from NXT and just give them a huge push right off the bat. Done it with Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose. Who else? Well, Charlotte Flair, of course. That's also probably because of the name. Sasha, Bailey. So, it wouldn't be that big of a surprise for Rhea Ripley to come in and win the Rumble. And, I halfway expect it. I'd love to see her against Bianca Belair for the women's title, SmackDown women's title. Oh, Asuka too.
Yeah.
I think Asuka will end up losing the title probably at the Rumble to the Fiendish Bliss. And it's probably going to be during the pre-show.
Yeah, Brandon, I think X-Pac would be a cool entrant.
Okay, maybe for Sean Waltman.
It would be cool if he came back, but I don't know if he would.
Waltman, the spots that he done when he returned, and even when he is doing the whole 6-pot gimmick over there in Impact Wrestling for a bit, he doesn't have it anymore.
Right.
It would be like bringing back Tajiri or Taka Michinoku and expecting them to be good. They just wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
Super crazy. He's gotten even fatter. He's gotten super fat. So, no offense to him.
She's not wrestling forever. I thought there was, because they never got a ending to their match on Monday because it was.
They're probably waiting on COVID results before they announce it. But I'm speculating that it's going to be during the pre-show that Asuka versus Bliss. Because I mean, for 2 weeks now, Bliss has won. It may have been by disqualification on Monday, but Bliss has beaten Asuka the last 2 times that she's gotten in the ring with her. So it would only be fair to put it on a spectacle. All right, Go Fish. In my opinion, it's only fair to make a spectacle of the match.
Yeah, I definitely also I agree with Cash. I think that match is going to end up at the Rumble, whether it's part of the show or the pre-show.
It's not a prediction; it's a spoiler.
I know that they've already stated that one thing Vince McMahon likes to do is before a big pay-per-view, save any surprises for like right before the pay-per-view, because especially right now where they're not selling tickets and everything, he wants people to buy into the network, and people are going to buy into the network right before. If they're like there's headlines all over the place Friday and Saturday saying oh, so and so this match made, and Brock Lesnar is another one that's rumored that there's a possibility he's going to wrestle. I know the last article I read about him said that he was basically just staying home and enjoying his family and his farm.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure things are sagging on Sable that, wasn't sagging when they got together. So, yeah, he's better enjoy it while it melts or before it melts.
Yeah.
Silicone only has a shelf life.
Out. And 2, I've also heard that he may be training, I think it's his daughter.
That was his son.
It might be his son. I know one of his kids I think there's his daughter in hockey in college then. I know both his kids are into sports.
I don't really know.
I don't think see a feud between Twisted Alexa and Charlotte.
That wouldn't be good. Nothing against Charlotte. She couldn't hang with Alexa. We saw that the last time they feuded. Alexa is just not the right size for Charlotte. Charlotte needs bigger people to work. Because she makes...
I don't know that.
She makes too many mistakes. Good night, Alexa.
Good night. Sleep tight.
Yeah, I don't think that would be a good feud either, Wrestling Forever. I do see Charlotte and Asuka feuding, whether or not that's, I mean, for all we know, it could be that Charlotte ends up costing Asuka the title, and that ends up with a feud between them two.
We're gonna see the feud Charlotte versus what's her name? Lacey Evans all the way through WrestleMania. That's my prediction on it.
Yeah.
I think Rhea Ripley is gonna end up going to SmackDown. As much as I'd love to see Shayna Baszler versus Rhea Ripley, I think we're gonna end up seeing Rhea on SmackDown.
I think that's what everybody's saying, is that she's supposed to go to SmackDown, not Raw.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Rhea Ripley is going to go to SmackDown. They don't want to make the mistake of, bringing her in and having all of her best matches the first few months, like they did with Finn Balor. And, look at them now. Like, they got tired of Finn Balor, couldn't get a storyline for him, and he finally got put on the black and gold brand, which was a good move. The Prince Finn Balor is a whole lot better than the Finn Balor that we were seeing on Raw. Not to mention, Finn Balor had a great match at Superstar Spectacle yesterday. started off the show. I was kind of upset for him, but he definitely set the bar for the show. He was taking on this was their like Indian celebration show. But yeah, it was actually a really good match. She ended up going over on the Indian newcomer.
Yeah, Wrestling Forever. I've heard rumors that they're going to end up having Charlotte and Rhea renew their feud that they had last year. I don't know. I mean, that would be kind of cool. They do, if you remember, Rhea Ripley actually lost her title to Charlotte when she was NXT champion. So I could kind of see that. I'm sure they have some type of feud already planned for no matter which show she goes to. I mean, and WWE hasn't really said what show she's gotta go to. I mean, maybe they're waiting to see in the Rebel to see who she works well with before they make the announcement. And
I'm sure that she's already, like I said, I'm sure she's already booked for something. You know, like you were saying, they've probably already got a plan for her. You know, her and Shannon Baszler, they had great chemistry. Her and Charlotte had great chemistry. I'm pretty. Didn't her and Bailey have a feud for a minute before Bailey went to Raw? I'm thinking so.
I don't think so. I don't think Rhea Ripley was part of NXT when Bailey was in NXT.
Okay. Well, I mean, that would be a good feud too, because I mean, Bailey's really coming into her own as being a heel.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, time will tell. They might do with her like they did with Ronda Rousey a couple years ago. Have her go show to show, kind of teasing the champions which one she's going to take on.
Right.
But only time will tell. I think they did pretty much already decide on SmackDown because that's what I read after the last NXT Takeover night. Was that Rhea Ripley was going to be called to SmackDown?
Year, didn't they do the same thing with Charlotte? Charlotte got her pick of who she wanted to challenge.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the winner of the Rumble. They get to pick who they want to challenge. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. I'm pretty sure my money's on Rhea Ripley winning the women's Rumble. If they actually have Alexa versus Asuka. Now another possibility is that Rhea ends up winning the Rumble over Alexa, them in the last two in, because as we know, usually the last two in at the Rumble are the ones fighting for their own titles.
Yeah.
So it could be either way. But we have 60 individuals, 2 individual matches that we'll have to see what happens. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see Lita come back, to see Trish come back. I was going to say Karma, but I forgot she signed a contract with AEW. There's the head of the table and Kevin Owens face to face.
Yeesh.
So are you going to be on here for the beginning of the pre-show on Sunday?
I could.
I think we should because we're missing 2 matches every time we don't do it. And with us being on WWE Network, surely we'll be on the same time.
Yeah. Can do that.
Ooh, the fog machine messed up on the ramp. Did you see that? Prince Finn Balor.
Prince Balor.
Here is your NXT champion, your 4-time NXT champion, I think. 1-time Universal champion.
It would be interesting if
Rip-off.
he went in the Royal Rumble and won. Because when he was Universal Champion, he never lost the belt. He had to forfeit it because he got injured the night he won.
Right. But every time he went for the title after that, he lost. So that counts as his loss.
Wrestling Forever, yeah. I know that there are rumors of her returning, so she's a very good possibility to be in the Women's Royal Rumble. And we did see her on Legends Night. I mean, I know that doesn't mean anything, but
To see Melina come back would be great. And if she would actually manage the most must-see tag team of Miz and Morrison, we could have the first ever tag team division or tag team champions.
yeah. Or
That would be
Triple
awesome.
M. It's Campbell soup. Good.
Well, if we see more tomato soup commercials on WWE program, we know what's going to happen. Honestly, though, I think that would ruin the gimmick. I think that would ruin the tag team. I mean, we can see Alicia Fox come in again, which I don't know. I don't. I'm really upset with the way they use the legends, and bring them in as like some sort of big thing, and then they get like 30 seconds to maybe 5 minutes in the ring.
Well, apparently that's why Carlito was billed to be there and then didn't show up, because when they told him that it would just be a cameo, he was like, no, I'm not traveling all across the country for 30 seconds of me backstage.
Right.
If you wanted me to be in a match, that would be one thing, because they have to be tested. Like I said, they all said they had to be in quarantine in the hotel for like 2 to 3 days before Raw. So that's like a 4-day commitment right there. Never mind the hassle of traveling, depending on where you are.
And him coming from Puerto Rico.
Right.
And his dad passed a couple years ago.
I don't think that with Ric Flair's health, there would be no way that he would be part of the Rumble, even at number 30.
All right. By no means am I a medical professional. But what I saw Tuesday from Ric Flair, his heart is getting worse, and probably his kidneys too. His face was swollen pretty bad, and that was pre-recorded on Saturday. So, yeah, I don't think we're gonna get to see Ric Flair in that capacity. Now he might come out with Lacey Evans. He will come out with Lacey Evans at the Rumble.
Right. Being in a
That's
corner is one thing, but being in a ring, especially where they can't guarantee no one bumping into him or anything like that, they're not going to take that chance. I mean, the man's 74, 75, something like that.
I don't really know, but that was a scary few months a couple years ago when he was just in the ICU the whole time. So
I know, Joe, and I think it would be cool if we could, but like I said, I don't see any possibility of him being inside the ring in any amount of capacity.
Well, if Reed hadn't committed suicide, Reed would be a top star in WWE today.
Yeah.
Or was Reed died from a car wreck and then David committed suicide? One and two. I know both the kids.
Reed overdosed.
They overdosed. Okay.
David Flair, I believe, is still alive and wrestling in Japan or something.
He was not even any good, and he went all those years at the power plant.
Yep.
I guess he pulled the "My Daddy is Ric Flair" card. Well, I mean, he did, but he had a good gimmick for a minute when he wrestled against Crowbar. But after that, he didn't have any in-ring capabilities. I'm not saying he doesn't now, but I don't see he using him.
No. But yeah, Joe, if you remember when they had Randy Orton doing the punting. They shut the lights out because there was no way that Randy Orton could even do the slightest contact with Ric Flair, which is why they had the lights go out so that way they could just do the sound and make it out like he punted Ric Flair.
Yeah, it's just it's a shame.
I think it would be cool if Shaq was a surprise entrance because they keep talking about a match between Big Show and Shaq, which they've talked about for years, and it ended up something happened and it couldn't happen. And
yeah,
Shaq,
you can hang Shaq up.
in the Andre the Giant Royal Rumble, and ended up not being able to because of something.
Yeah, you can hang Shaq up. He's working with AEW right now.
Oh, he is? I didn't realize he was working with AEW.
Yeah, he's working on a spot with Cody Rhodes right now. Yeah.
Are you sure that's not I know Snoop Dogg is.
Oh yeah, Snoop Dogg after his frog splash.
Oh my god. I saw that.
Or should we call it the Snoop splash? Because there ain't nobody else doing it with Snoop Dogg.
Joe, do you see your buddies? Thomas.
Joseph, I've seen guys that can't act but can sell in the ring. And the size of Shaq alone, he would no sell. The style of celebrity he is and everything.
That's too much. That's too much.
It was nice seeing Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman in WCW take on each other. Diamond Dallas Page and Karl Malone versus Hulk Hogan and Dennis Rodman. It was kind of great. I still think the best one was Diamond Dallas Page and Jay Leno versus Hogan and Dennis Rodman at what was it, 1998? I want to say it was 1998 or Hog Wild. Well, I mean, Snoop Dogg's fucking nearly 7 foot to begin with.
It's funny because that's what Jericho said. The man's like 8 feet tall.
And it's like I've worked with people that could not give a frog splash save his life, and he fucked up the first 2 frog splashes. I'm not talking about Snoop Dogg, I'm talking about the guy I wrestled with. He fucked up the first 2 frog splashes he ever tried. So he went for a third one, and the minute he did, another wrestler just come out and just fucking high kneed his ass, just bam, knocked him straight out the air, and that was the end of that one. He never. I don't actually think he wrestled again after that. I think it's in one of my videos. I think I actually recorded that night. I don't know if I edited that match out or not, because as a fan, I was embarrassed. So imagine how I felt being in the locker room with these people.
Yeah, Joe, they are. That day it was just funny because Tilly didn't care that he woke her up, but usually it's the other way around. Usually she's the one waking him up, sticking her nose in his face. So I found it funny that he reversed it on her. But yeah, they get along.
The only other way I can see them bringing the Fiend back without a Asuka versus Bliss match on Sunday would be a playground segment in which Randy Orton goes to interrupt and the lights go out and the Fiend is in the ring with him. That's the only way I can see them doing that for Sunday. But if they don't make some sort of announcement, or if the Fiend doesn't do something by the time the show starts with the Rumble, I'm pretty sure we're not going to see the Fiend in the Rumble.
Either that, or I wonder if they're going to keep this going until the Fiend does get back, and maybe it's a mixed tag match. The Fiend and Alexa versus Randy and Asuka.
I don't know. With Randy being a little bit darker now and starting to become darker, I doubt it. I mean, I was shocked to see Randy without the mask on Monday.
Right.
So, which means they only sold the burn for 1 week.
Joseph Girl, I believe it's a mix of WWE doesn't want him, and he does. I mean, if you think about it, he's still in a legal battle with WWE.
Well, he just started a new one.
Yep.
He against Mark Henry and WWE saying slander. You know, it's like, oh well, they're slandering me, and he just started a new lawsuit. Ryback has burned his last bridge, his last chance. Unless Vince dies and Triple H takes complete control, we will never see the big guy in WWE again.
No.
I mean, I don't know what the hell Ryback's thinking. Burning a bridge like WWE is one of the most stupid things. I mean, even Sting didn't burn the bridge with WWE. And, he went back home to TNT. And yes, that I call that home for Sting because that's where he got his, big break as, the dark character we got now. But Ryback, like, he pissed me off this week, as a fan, as a performer, it's like you cannot burn a bridge as big as WWE. That's straight up burned Washington Bridge.
Yeah.
So Ryback time in wrestling is coming to a swift end. He's going to be stuck on the indie circuit.
Yeah, Joe, but from what I've heard about Ryback's show, he talks a lot. And I've heard he kind of talks out of his ass. I highly doubt Vince McMahon still talks to him when the man's got 2 pending lawsuits against WWE and Vince McMahon. Him and Vince McMahon aren't friends, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, it's like one of my trainers told me when I had a problem with my promotion. Well, my promotion's son is don't burn a bridge that you may one day get across.
Yeah.
And granted, the indie show I was working, nobody really knows. Nobody really knows that my trainer, my promoter, wrestled for WWE in '93 and '94, or stuff like that. They know him from his NWA days, which makes him less than shit on the wrestling circuit.
Right.
And I'm not saying nothing bad about the Hammer Mickey Henry. Okay, I'm not saying nothing bad about him at all. But as far as the wrestling world's concerned, he's a nobody. He was a jobber in WWF. He jobbed to Demolition. It was a good match. He's a big old guy. He was a big old guy when he was in his prime. But he fucked his back up wrestling Ric Flair in the NWA.
Yeah.
And it's caused permanent damage for him today. He can barely walk without crutches. But yeah, I'm not. Ryback burned a bridge, or is burning a bridge. At least dousing it with gasoline, trying to burn the motherfucker.
Yeah.
But I hope we never see Ryback on WWE programming again. Ryback is your PTSD cousin that wears a tinfoil hat when he's on fat or on the toilet because he's afraid they can hear him shit.
And I don't see Vince McMahon, if he were still talking to Ryback, which, like I said, I highly doubt it, I don't see him taking kindly to Ryback talking about his health.
Especially since Vince's brother just passed.
Right. Because if we know anything about Vince McMahon, he's keeps his private life private. Yeah, there's TV and everything like that, but as far as his family and him personally, you don't hear a lot about them unless he wants you to hear it. I mean, especially where, WWE didn't even comment on Ryback saying that. They just blew it off like it never even happened.
Yeah, I'm surprised Ryback isn't a dirty name in the wrestling business. It will be soon. Because Ryback has done nothing but talk shit since he got out of his contract.
Kyle O'Reilly made him tap out.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, Joe, like I've heard some of the stuff that, I've never watched Ryback's show, so I don't know. But I've heard some of the shit he talks about on there is crazy.
Pete
I've
Dunne.
heard.
Ooh, are we gonna get to see Pete Dunne versus Finn Balor?
Oh,
Or a takeover?
I think it's supposed to be Takeover.
I think that's gonna be a good match.
Oh, is the rest of the Undisputed Era going to come out?
Well, they better not. They might wake up a certain demon. Yeah, we just kind of veered off from calling NXT altogether about an hour ago.
So we have, for you people that are watching or not watching, we have the tag team champions. Oh no, he's gonna break his fingers. Here comes Undisputed Era. So we had Pete Dunne and the tag team champions attacking Finn Balor. They attacked Kyle O'Reilly. Undisputed Era came out and stopped him, but not before they hurt Finn Balor's fingers. I don't know how
Only
he was
that's a good
already
6-man tag
having
match.
issues with. Right? Wrestling Forever? Well, and that's what it is. Like everybody talking about possibilities of Royal Rumble, and that brings up other stories and people and events.
I wouldn't mind seeing CM Punk come back. I just hope they don't let him go over like Daniel Bryan and give him like all the huge opportunities the first year he's back.
Yeah.
Undisputed Era gonna become the new Balor Club. Oh, you're right, Wrestling Forever. I mean, it is Royal Rumble week, speculation, talking, and who might come back, who's going to make a special appearance. Like I said, I think the Hurricane, he's been very active on Twitter the past week, 2 weeks. The only thing that may cost him is his political views, because we all know how WWE feels about Donald Trump, and he has done nothing but smash Donald Trump. And with him not being currently under contract.
Yeah, Joe, I don't know for sure, but I've heard that Stephanie McMahon hates CM Punk.
CM Punk was a huge star in the indie circuit when he got hired by WWE. I got a notification when he got hired, and I had no idea who the fuck CM Punk was. And it wasn't until he was there for like a year that I found out he was teaming up with Ace something. I don't remember what his other name was, but they ended up being the Chick Magnets, that's where CM comes from. Yeah, Ring of Honor.
Speaking of Stephanie, I would want to know why Dusty put his hand in front of her.
And I have no idea what you're talking about. Wrestling Forever.
Right, when Wrestling Forever.
Did you notice that John Cena has a full-blown goatee now?
No, I did not.
Yeah. In a picture I saw from him this past week, he's got a full-blown goatee going on. Mickey James. That's not a big surprise. Impact cherished Mickey James, where WWE did not. So, yeah, I can see her doing that, becoming part of the women's division on AEW. But I think Mickey James fully retired, didn't she?
I thought she did. I thought I saw something that said she was going to fully retire from at least in-ring competition. But she's also still Her husband's still on Impact, isn't he?
I don't know. I would figure one of them would have to, be at home with the kids. But I guess the WWE money she makes, probably pays for the nanny.
Yeah. She looked good the Night of Legends too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't know Wrestling Forever. That doesn't sound familiar. I don't remember Dusty being involved in the Authority. No, Brandon. Jimmy doesn't do live shows on Wednesday nights. He does Sunday night, Tuesday afternoon, and Thursday night. He may be on somebody's panel. I know Ken Redneck Nation is on Wednesdays.
No, man. So you gotta work tomorrow, Doris?
Yes.
How much later we got you for then?
Probably like another half hour or so.
Another half hour. Shame. She thinks the job is more important.
Yes. Unfortunately, it pays the bills. YouTube does not yet.
I could be a lunchroom lady on while I sleep. What you talking?
I was saying today, there's this one little girl. Aggravates the fuck out of me. She's not even a little girl. She's like one of the fourth graders. So she is a little girl, but she's the oldest at our school. And every single day, she'll come in my line. I'll tell her what we'll have. And she'll go, the problem is I don't like any of that. Well, that's what we got. But I don't like that. Okay, well, stop bringing your own fucking lunch then. Every single fucking day, she says, I don't like that. I don't like anything you have.
She must come from one of them well-to-do families.
When I put decorations up for Thanksgiving, she walks in and she goes, I just love what you did to the place. And I'm just like, you're one of those snot-nosed fucking kids, aren't you? That like was born with a silver fucking spoon in your mouth. And
she doesn't have a walkway. She has a foyer. Rich kids. You gotta love them.
But yeah, Wrestling Forever. Like at first, I was just like, oh, and I would like be like, what about this or this? Like literally, we usually have 2 hot meals, a salad, and like some type of like cold meal, like yogurt or something like that they could choose from. And nope, every single day she'll be like, but I don't like that. Okay, well you got 4 fucking options, little girl.
Yeah. It's like, why don't you have your mommy and daddy just submit a request to all the food that you can't have here? So,
Joe, I wish I could, but I can't.
In my high school, we had a hotline, we had a salad bar, and then we had a potato bar.
Yep.
And then we had the drink area in the middle. 75 cents for a cup of tea, but you best believe I spent my $4 every week getting tea.
But yeah, it just cracks me up, some of them. Cash would be funny to ask her if she wanted a silver spoon after her complaint. Well, because my thing was like, it's like, as a parent, if you know your child is a picky eater, make them their lunch. Yep. You know what I mean? Why are you going to take the chance of them not eating at school because they don't like what there is to have?
Well, I mean, that may not even be the case. Like, mommy and daddy may work all the time and they may just like give her macaroni meals or Lunchables, because they can't be home and cook.
Right.
And so, it's like when she gets there, it's like, it's her only time to actually have a choice of something to eat. And it's just, that could be her issue.
Maybe.
It's not necessarily the fact she has a silver spoon in her mouth or anything like that. It might actually just be the fact that that's the only time she ever has a choice, and she wants to have a good choice because when she goes home, she just has a cold meal.
Oh, see, now you're gonna make me stop thinking about it. I'm gonna look at it tomorrow and just be like, see, now I feel bad for this little girl. Fucking cash.
Well, I'm just saying. It's just one of them things. I don't know. I grew up in that situation. Didn't have a dad. Had my mom. Like, I had hot meals, but most of the time it was because it was at the restaurant she was working at that she could manage to get on the grill before she clocked out at 10 o'clock at night. So, I'd go that 4 to 10. I'd have like a light snack or something. Then I'd be waiting for mom at her job until 10 o'clock was closed. And then I'd get up at 4 because she had another job she went to at 5 a.m., and be taken over to somebody's house. And a lot of times they didn't have breakfast there either. So, that was my situation. Like, the only meals I ever got was lunch at school and then the dinner at home after my mom got off work. Took my naps when I could. But then again, I wasn't a picky eater.
Yeah. I mean, because most of the kids at the school are like awesome. They'll eat if they don't like the hot meal, they'll take a salad. And
I think I only had about 3 salads the whole time I was in high school.
right. And the weird, like, I'm wicked surprised that as many of them, because it's elementary school, so it's like 1st through 4th grade. And
Well, I mean,
we do so many salads.
You could thank the Obama administration for that because, I mean, it was Michelle's, doing to get more healthier meals into the schools.
Well, the funny thing is, because of the pandemic, we get all the schools nationwide get free fruits and vegetables from the government. It's like part of a government program. And they're basically paying for all school age kids to eat lunch.
I don't know if I would trust it.
And they give us credit for every kid because all we do is count the kids now instead of the money. And like our company turns in every week the number of meals each school did that week. And they in turn send us fruits and vegetables and stuff in return. And then there's like discount, like different stuff that they can order instead of from like Cisco or wherever else they would order some of their supplies. They get it from the government on like 10 cents on the dollar or something because it's through the government program. So it's kind of cool. I mean, and that's part of the reason why we have like when I first started there, they were cutting up like fresh cantaloupe and watermelon. And I was like, I don't remember this. And they were like, yeah, it's the government. They send us all fresh fruits and vegetables. And I was like, cool.
Yeah. I wouldn't eat it. There's probably got corona vaccine in it or something. Doors next live stream. She'll be like, West one is good. I love double E.
I think I was picky because probably the food did not look right or taste good. Yeah, I remember like when I was a kid and I look at what we serve and I'm always like, man, I wish the food looked like this. When I was a kid,
Right.
like we have like real pizza that we make every Friday and it's not like the frozen Elio square pizza. It's like actual pizza and we can put whatever we want on it.
I don't know. I thought the square pizzas were better than regular pizzas, in my opinion.
When I was a kid, I did too. I loved Pizza Day.
Well, still to this day, you can still order the same pizza from Schwann's. It's like $40, but it comes like, 20 slices? So.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, like today we had chicken Alfredo with pasta.
See, I can never eat pasta on a buffet. The stuff that stays on the water warmers. I get it. It's still good, but I cannot mentally eat it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Sloppy Joe Day. Oh my
Sloppy-
God, dude. When they went to the quarter cup of Sloppy Joe meat on our Sloppy Joes in high school, I threw a fit. And the woman's like, well, if you don't like it, buy two and then scrape the meat off one and put it on the other. And I'm sitting here like, no. I'm paying $4 a fucking meal. It should be a full fucking Sloppy Joe, not a Sloppy Jeff.
Yep. I know. I'm surprised, Joe. We haven't done Sloppy Joes once since I've worked there. And I'm like, that was like a staple when I was a kid. And that was like one of my favorite days. Sloppy Joe Day and Pizza Day were my two favorite days when I was a kid.
Well, I started eating on the potato bar because they started putting barbecue out on the potato bar the day of Sloppy Joe's at our school.
Yeah, like with our kids, because they're just elementary, and with everything going on with the quarantine and the separation and shit, they wanted our lines to move as fast as possible. So the school asked us to limit their choices because being so young, a lot of them have a hard time deciding what they want. So they were like, limit their choices. Don't make them take too long deciding what they want.
That's exactly what the government's done. They limited our choices and don't. Oh, I'm sorry. We got political real quick. No, Chase and I am not doing a live stream tonight.
Yeah, Joe. Sloppy Joe's and Pizza Day were my two favorites.
Give me love. No, you can go to bed though.
That's the end of your show?
The show ended an hour ago. I love you. Good night. I don't know if your brother's asleep or not, but you need to get in bed and go to sleep. You got Zooms in the morning.
But yeah, like the kids like the grilled cheese day. We do grilled cheeses and we have a flat top. So I do them right on the flat top.
See, ours wasn't even like that, man. We got one slice of cheese on Texas toast that was half grilled. And I believe it was actually all done in the damn convection oven.
Probably. Because I know a lot of schools do that. They cook them in the oven. But our school, apparently, our school's the newest one in our town. So our company pretty much took the contract over as the school was being built. So they wrote into the contract all the equipment for the kitchen. So that was how we got a flat top and a steamer. And like we actually have a lot of nice equipment.
How did y'all get better shit than we had?
That's what I'm saying. Like they get wicked good food compared to like what we got when I was a kid. Yep, tomorrow's cheeseburger day, and then Friday's pizza day, and they get either sausage, egg, and cheese or bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches every morning, and like a choice of another hot thing, or they can have cold cereal. Yeah, cheese today. I didn't like the pasta. I like a grilled cheese every now and then.
I like it with my tomato soups.
Yeah, that's what we do at the school. We make tomato soup with the grilled cheese. And I like it with like any type of soup, really. A lot of times I'll do clam chowder, but I like it with tomato. Like Jimmy doesn't like tomato soup. So I'll usually do like clam chowder for him. But yeah.
Just turned my stomach. Thank you, Doris.
Sorry. I don't know how he eats clam chowder with grilled cheese. I prefer tomato soup or something like that.
I don't know. Some people ask me about the ketchup on my eggs. So
I love ketchup on my eggs. I get the same thing. How do you put ketchup on your eggs? I'm like, How do you put ketchup on your eggs?
Well, then take it off and get in bed. Well, then quit complaining.
Don't be mean to that little girl.
Holy shit, my mic isn't muting. Then it must not be this mic that I have it turned on to. I'm dealing with the damn beats. I'm not being mean.
Work a lot, and this is her only time to get any type of attention.
I have not worked since December 30th.
I know. I'm just trying to use reverse psychology on you like you did for me with that little goddamn girl.
All you're gonna see now is a mama with a hairnet sweating at a McDonald's. I gotta make it for my baby. Saving up to go to Burger U to become a store manager.
Right, Chase and Tail? I like ketchup on eggs too. Like Jimmy is one of the people that will be like, "How do you use ketchup on your eggs?"
Well, you smooth it over. You can't just glob it. You gotta rub it over. No,
Right.
I like it with a good omelet.
Me too.
Like
I love
a ham and cheese omelet. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't do it on just eggs.
Sausage and cheese. Those are my two favorite omelets.
I don't really like the sausage on an omelet that much because it always greases in for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I just don't drain my sausage long enough.
Maybe.
But no, she's had all day with me and tried not doing her schoolwork. And now my wife's got a parent-teacher conference with the teacher tomorrow. So.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Damn kids.
Kindergartners and first graders do not need to be on digital learning.
No.
It's not beneficial to them at all. But given this past year, it's just, it was what we had to do. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, not only did my job and my wife's job run the risk of bringing it home, but then she would have the risk of taking it to other kids in class and the teachers too. So I just, that's why I opted in digital learning.
Yeah, a lot of people in our town did too. Like we normally have like 200 kids at our school in a normal.
I got a small town.
Yeah, we only have like less than 6,000 people in our town, and that's 3 towns in my school.
We have 200 kids in kindergarten.
Yeah, our schools in my town do the other 2 towns closest to us because all 3 are really small towns, so they all go to the same schools.
What's bad is I actually classify this as a small town because where I went, my freshman class, I think we made up 600 of the 2,000 students in our high school.
Yep. I grew up in the city. I can remember there being freaking thousands of kids in our school.
Well, I didn't think there was that many kids in our school. I grew up in Scottsboro. I'm pretty sure half y'all don't know where that's at, but it didn't seem that big to me growing up.
Yeah.
And so when I came here, it's like, oh, this is a small town, and it is. The population, I think, is only a quarter of Scottsboro. But I'm looking, and this place has more of a big city feel than my hometown. And then I hear, your town, you got 200 students in school, and I'm sitting here like, the fuck? Like, tell me it's just a kindergarten. So, I mean, I don't know. We had the largest class going into Scottsboro in 2002. Yeah, 2001. Then, they had prior. Now, I think they beat that like 2 years ago. I think they had, or not 2,600. I think they had like an 800 student class come in. So I was like, geez, people, wrap your tools. You're making too many little sparks. Hey, Anomaly.
Hi, Anomaly. How are you? Yeah, Chase and Tail. That's how Jimmy is. Jimmy will have anything in an omelet.
See, I hate to say this, I'm kind of picky, and the only reason why I became picky about my omelets was because I started working as a chef's assistant. So I actually got the taste of like 5 or 4 Diamond Resort food. for the year I worked as an assistant. So that kind of ruined me because I don't have the money to chase it. You know. Wrestling Forever. Let's say WF93. I don't know.
Yeah. That's like when I took care of the guy I used to take care of before he died. He was rich. So it was like he would have me cook this like food that like I would never have the hopes of ever like affording to be able to buy like literally everything you needed to make a recipe he would have in his house.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved cooking in his house because it was like almost like he had like 3 ovens and it was
If I
just
had my dream kitchen, I would have a convection oven. I would have a regular oven and a toaster oven. I would have
yeah.
a flat top grill, not a fucking, you know, not that's how I'd be. And you know, I'd have all the seasonings, and I'd have them all organized, alphabetical, and have recipes underneath like each level, like which one do I want to make. You know, I'd have a walk-in fridge and freezer. You know, at least I don't know, 120-foot walk-in fridge and freezer, and that's exactly how I'd be. And you know, whenever I had meals, I'd have like a little tablet. You know, what ingredients I used, what's left. You know, what do I need to buy next
Yeah,
time?
that's what we did. Like, because like his basement, he had a full basement and it was all done. So we had like a dry storage downstairs, and we would keep his overstock down there. So we had like inventory of all his ingredients. So like when he did a lot of his shopping online with Amazon, like he would buy a lot of his dry goods from Amazon, and he would buy it all in bulk and shit like that. And so it was like, and that's how he would pick recipes for the week. And whatever he didn't have, he would add to. We were all on an app that he downloaded called Any List, and he would add what he needed to the shopping list. And whoever happened to be working on the day that we did the shopping would have that list right on their phone to go off of.
Hey Gary, yes you are. I mean, that's actually a genius idea. I think now with Walmart doing, you know, their grocery pickup, it'd be a whole lot easier now to do something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe Sam's Club, you know, if you could buy in bulk that way, that would be great.
Yeah. Well, and that's what he would do. Like his meats, he would buy at Sam's Club, or a butcher, a local
Yeah.
butcher, and then like his all his broths and stocks and sauces and shit, he would buy off of Amazon. And like I said, we would keep that shit downstairs.
I mean,
in
that's
his
the best way
dry-
to do it. I
And
think the only. Go ahead.
we would bring up like we would check his pantry to see what we needed to bring up because he would always like at least one of each thing upstairs to make it easier for us when we were cooking.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think the only difference is if I had the money to do all that, I think I would hold one block party a month. You know, just invite like the whole neighborhood to come up and eat. I think that'd be like the one major thing, not only to get rid of the food that may be expiring that we didn't get to, but also just to get to know the neighbors.
yeah.
I need more to drink.
Are you still having problems with your insurance and your meds? I'm sorry. We are good, Gary. We got done watching NXT, and now we're just talking about all different kinds of stuff.
Gives it in stuff. Okay. All right, Gary, who do you want to see as a special surprise entrance into the Royal Rumbles?
We talked about that a lot today. Royal Rumble's this Sunday, Gary. It's the start to the road to WrestleMania. Oh, look. I love this commercial. It means I get to drink another Mountain Dew.
There wasn't much left in the bottle. I just had to finish the bottle. I scared one at Walmart the other day. I was going through the Mountain Dews, and everyone's just like getting really close to me. And since this whole thing has started, I've become like a real germaphobe and claustrophobic. So I went up to the Mountain Dews. I go, extreme! This woman looked at me and just walked away.
That's funny.
It wasn't for her.
That's when you start with the twitch and you look over to your corner when nobody's standing and you start talking.
Yeah.
And she starts looking for an earbud to see if you're talking on the phone.
Oh, I bought my mom the Bluetooth that goes around the neck with the earbud that goes in the ear. And she's sitting there talking to me in the store, and I hear like every 30 seconds, like, oh, I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone. Because her hair covers up the little neck piece.
Yep. I know. That's always like so weird. It's like an awkward moment when you think like you stand in line or on an elevator and the person, especially if they just started the call, because then they're like, hi, how are you? Oh, good. And you? And then you realize they're on the phone. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, fuck.
I just love to have a Bluetooth in my ear and just stare at somebody talking when I don't have service.
Wrestling,
Mediocre.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe they'll do something like they did with the Andre the Giant Rumble and make a Rumble named after Patterson.
I think the King of the Ring should be Patterson King of the Ring tournament. Because, I mean, didn't he win the Intercontinental title through bracket matches? Like a King of the Ring style?
Yeah, because I think that was how they determined the first Intercontinental champion.
So, I mean, something along those lines. But, I mean, we're having too many memorials in WWE. So
the matches were good. And gee, Gary, how did you figure out that Joseph Grohl was on his fifth Budweiser?
it's only his fourth.
No, he said fifth.
Did he? He can't count.
He said, I'm opening up my fifth now. And that was like 20 minutes ago.
Patterson, like, no, I don't know. When you have too many memorial shows, you don't have anything for the future. Justice saying six now.
Six. Squirrel wasn't here earlier. He popped in.
Yeah, I said he had a special message for Gary. I didn't read what the rest of it said, though.
Yes. Oh, damn it, Jenna's here.
Oh, snap. Hey, Jenna. You come in just in time for Doris to say bye.
What? He got the diamond.
Look, this is
What was the fuck?
that's probably concussion.
Gary, I am not mad at you, love. I just thought it was funny that you could pick up on that that Joe was drinking.
Gary must be drinking too because he's in his feelings. Are you mad at me? A lot of wrestlers that have passed left a great legacy, wrestled forever, but you can't honor every single one of them that way.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be different, like if they died in the ring or died while still active wrestling, like Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit, Owen Hart. You know, to have like legacy matches for them would be one thing for us. But Pat Patterson, he wrestled before my time in wrestling.
Yeah.
So, you
I
know,
did remember him wrestling.
and Dusty Rhodes, I only saw a couple times of him wrestling. That was in WCW against the NWO and then with the NWO. So, you know, it's just, I don't see that being important to today's wrestling. I see the importance of like the Warrior Project. The Warrior Project is good. I like that. It's honoring the Ultimate Warrior, but it's not overtaking the show.
Yeah, so maybe they'll do something like that. Wrestling Forever, like they'll have a different way to honor him. because Cash is right. I mean, they can't honor every wrestler, even though they did make big contributions to the wrestling world.
Well, I mean, maybe even retire the Intercontinental title, or make a commemorative, title for Pat Patterson that hangs up, with his statue at the WWE Museum. That would be great too.
Yeah.
Maybe make a statue of him holding up the title. Or make the title gold instead of bronze. I mean, there's a plethora of things you can do to honor the legacy of a great wrestler, and it doesn't have to be, riding the coattails of their name. And that's one of the issues I have with the wrestling promotion that I work for, is that the boy's been dead. His oldest son died 16 years ago now, and they're still holding memorial shows to buy a bouquet of flowers every year. I'm like, bro, you got 150 to 200 people coming in every week, paying $6 a night. You own the building. There's no reason you can't buy flowers and put it on your son's grave. And if anybody else wants to give donations, sure. But I don't think holding a whole memorial show where every other person's like, I remember him, I did this, I didn't know him. The only thing I knew about him was that my ex-wife loved him, done stuff with him, and tried to compare me to him. And I flat out told the promoter, I don't want a part of the show because I didn't know him. All I would do would be ruin whatever memory y'all had of him, because I'm just going to come out here and act cool. And that's why I take that back. I did work one memorial show, and they squashed me pretty fucking quick. Didn't let me have the mic, didn't let me say nothing to nobody, got the shit kicked out of me by 6, and then, drug back to the back. You're done. Here's your money, go home. That's pretty much how it went.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Jenna and Joe.
Will?
Right? I don't know if he's talking about we, because Joe did it first. Oh, I'm sure wrestling forever. What? Especially where, yeah, Joe, your spelling gives that away.
I think he's doing that for comedic purposes. But yeah, I mean, we can't sit here and keep honoring everybody. Like the Dusty Rhodes Classic, I see it happening for a couple more years. That's it.
Yeah.
The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I mean, that was good. But to have small guys winning it, just to get their names on the cards, I don't approve. As a fan, as a wrestler, I don't approve. Because they're living off of a legacy of a man that, let's just be honest, was not that great of a wrestler.
Right.
He's a huge, huge part of wrestling. Don't get me wrong. It's just Andre the Giant never done anything really memorable, in my opinion.
Yeah, the Mae Young Classic, that's
over with.
Something a little different. Because the women back, especially where she continued in-ring performance well into her 80s. So
yeah,
she was also a pioneer of women's wrestling.
I don't deny that Mae Young had a lot to do, but all the slander that come out about Mae Young and Moolah simultaneously, I mean, I'm surprised they're still letting it go if they even do it this year.
I don't know if they're going to do it this year or not. But
I mean, we're just going to have to see what happens. I mean, the Mae Young Classic, I mean, it could very well be a women's classic or something along those lines.
Right, like if they were to change the name or... But yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to, because as much as fashion, if you think about it, like if baseball or hockey did that for all the people that had big impacts on those sports.
We got the Gretzky Cup.
Right, Gary?
The fact that she took the bump and didn't break her tailbone, that was pretty awesome. Mildred Burke Classic. Well, again, it's just one of the things, you know. It's WWE is going to pick stars that impacted their show.
Yeah.
You know, it's like years down the road, you know, we're going to see the Nyla Rose transgender championship title in AEW because she's going to be the pioneer transgender woman wrestler who's got the strength of a man but wears women's clothes. And yes, I have an issue with that. Don't care about your sexual preference, but that's really an unfair advantage. If it ever got down to like an actual fist fight, that's an unfair advantage because she's got those damn man hands.
Yeah. Yeah, Gary, he's in rare form tonight. That he is. Joe, you working tomorrow?
If he is, it's going to be with some Tylenol.
Because you drank, what, 6 beers in 2 hours and 45 minutes? Works good, Gary. Thank you.
She says she needs sleep to say 3:45.
One's
Wondering enough time to get over your hangover. Joseph.
It's Johnny C. Airy.
I think he's trying to say it's funny, Gary. But I'm messed up with the Joseph Edel at Wiz. Well, I mean, Vicky Guerrero grew up in a time where women were women and men were men. You know, the closest thing we had, or she had the cross-dressing growing up was Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. Hangovers for wimps, he says. Seth! Hey, didn't see you come in.
I was just looking at that going, what?
Being in tune with my phone's keyboard, I can kind of make out what he's saying. Oh, you're trying to talk about Joseph. Okay.
Trying to make Joseph feel at home. Hey, Seth, how are you?
And I remember, about 10 years ago, the news held like a whole thing at 10 o'clock because all the kids were supposed to be in bed of what to look for on your kids' cell phones to know what they're saying in messages. And then my wife's like, oh, no, we didn't use that. We used this. And I'm sitting here like, She's 6 years younger than me. So it's like, oh, okay, I got you. I'm not as Joseph as I am a drunkard. Hey, I know some people use the voice to chat, but then they end up getting delayed in the stream. And they'll be commenting on something like 10 minutes ago. Like, oh, yeah, I remember that. And we're over here talking about fucking recipes. Like, you remember Killing Time? Like, the fuck? Starkle, little twink. Hey, let's not get political here. Oh. I got these energy drinks.
Joseph, I highly suggest you go to bed. Stretch? Yes. That felt good too. Dances with Jenna? Oh, you spelled that right.
Probably use the voice to chat.
Probably.
I'm surprised I didn't get a whoop out of that though. W-O-O-P. No, Gary, I didn't see that at all. Since the Democrats have taken office, that's not going to pass. Joseph's not on the phone. He's on a computer.
Joe's always on his phone.
No, not tonight. Because the phone automatically capitalizes his first letter of anything. Yeah, who started again about what, Jenna? Huh?
The woo. The woo.
The woo? The woo woo woo. You know
I
it.
told you he was on his phone. He's always on his phone.
I don't know what cell phone doesn't automatically capitalize the first letter of a sentence.
Joe's cell phone does.
Mm-hmm.
He probably undoes it.
Bullshit.
I'm poor, Cash. I don't have a laptop. Oh.
I don't have a laptop either. Well, yes, I do. I got a laptop, desktop, cell phone, and a tablet. I'm poor too because I got a laptop, a desktop, a cell phone, and a tablet.
Silly. I don't have a desktop. You lied to me, Cash.
Lied to you about what, Joseph? Rhea Ripley is going to win the Women's Royal Rumble. That's not a prediction. That is a spoiler.
Okay, we'll see. We will see Sunday, sir.
We shall see.
All right, guys. I think I'm going to jump off.
Doris is saying, go to bed, motherfuckers.
Joe, you need to go to bed because you're going to have a hangover if you don't finish your beer and go to bed, Joe. I will probably talk to, well, I won't be awake for Jimmy's live stream tomorrow, but I'll probably see you guys Friday on the round table. That's all right. I know everyone has a life.
Show up on time, Jenna.
That is. That's all that matters. You showed up, and I appreciate it. But yeah, I will see you guys later. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching with us. Talking about the Rumble. We will have to see what happens. Don't forget, Sunday we'll be doing a live stream for the Rumble. And yeah. Well, Joe, why don't you follow Jenna to wherever she's going? Don't forget, you got to go to bed because you're going to have a hangover. Take some Tylenol and drink a bottle of water before you go to bed. So there. All right, guys. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much. Cash, thanks for joining us again.
Thank you for having me here.
I will talk to you guys. Have a good night. And we'll see you when we see you. Bye, guys. Bye.